Chair recognizes the gentleman from Jefferson 48. For what purpose, sir?
Mr. Speaker, I move to act on the simple resolution.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I ask the clerk to report Resolution 26 and read it by title only.
Clerk, please report.
House Resolution 26, a resolution adjourning the House of Representatives in honor and loving memory of Dr. Bob Miller DeWeese, Representative Fleming.
Gentleman from Jefferson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. First of all, I want to thank you and the leadership in allowing this simple resolution to honor a man who I think is the salt of the earth. I was truly blessed to know Dr. Bob Miller DeWeese. God called Dr. DeWeese home on November the 25th, 2020, but he left behind an impression that will carry on for generations. He was a true gentleman in every sense of the word, and to lift some of the words from a poet, John Walter Whalen, in 1899. Dr. DeWeese did not make a poor man conscious of his poverty, the obscure man of obscurity, or any man of his inferiority or deformity, who is himself humbled if necessity compels him to help another, whose deeds follows his words, and who thanks the rights and feelings of others rather than his own. Ladies and gentlemen, you see, Dr. DeWeese was a physician, a state representative, a devoted Christian, a husband of Angie for 62 years, a father of 4, and grandfather of 9. He's a graduate and avid fan, if you know him, avid fan of University of Kentucky, but he also loved University of Louisville for being a member of the Board of Overseers and U of L Cancer Center, or Cancer Board. He was a member of the Rotary Club, supported the Healing Place, and received the Dr. Nathan Davis Award by the American Medical Association, and was a charter member of many organizations. And this is just a small number of contributions he has made in making our lives better. I am truly honored to know him. Having grown up with his children, he is one of my role models for his honesty, humility, integrity, family and land, and love for helping God's children. After 30 years of healing the sick, Dr. DeWeese went into politics in 1990, where he served in this chamber for 24 years as a representative of District 48. Of which 14 years he served as the Republican caucus chair. He was instrumental in the construction of Westport Road, Waterston Expressway interchange, was known for his ability to work with Kentucky colleges and universities, and a big supporter of Bucks for Brains, and was a poster child for addressing healthcare issues facing Kentucky. For all the years that I knew him, I don't recall him speaking ill will of anyone. However, I do recall on occasions, if you didn't care for something, he would basically look at you, tilt his head, and give you that little expression like, you best rethink what you're doing and saying. One thing I do recall on the other side of the coin is that he always made a gesture. And that gesture was a thumbs up for a job well done. To the Dr. DeWeese family, I'll leave you with this from 2 Timothy 4, 7-8, where the Apostle Paul writes Timothy, but it's very applicable to Dr. DeWeese. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. Henceforth, there is laid up for me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will award me on that day, and not only to me, but also all who have loved his appearing. Well, Dr. DeWeese, I move for adoption.
Without objection. Any other member seeking recognition during motions, petitions, communications? Gentleman from McCracken.
Mr. Speaker, I also wanted to speak on House Resolution 26.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Speaker, Bob DeWeese was truly a gentleman and a dear friend. Not many people, they knew him as the gentleman from Jefferson, but he was a Ballard County boy. He was raised in the 1st House District. And we both graduated from the same high school. And the fact that at one time there were 2 members of the Republican Party that had graduated from Ballard County that served in this body was basically a statistical anomaly, that could not even be possible, seeing how the registration used to be in Ballard County. But for 24 years, he gave his life to this institution. He was a dear friend, a great man. He always returned home around Christmas, though, to put flowers on his mother's grave and his stepfather's grave. And that tradition continued, and we would typically, after I got here, spend a couple hours together as he went down there and did that. He was the leader of the minority for many of those years, and he once metaphorically compared his time and leadership to that of the scriptural stories of Moses. See, he never got to make it to the promised land. But I do want to honor his memory today. Miss Angie is truly a treasure, as the gentleman from Jefferson alluded to, and he will be missed. And I thank you for allowing me to share my thoughts on Bob DeWeese.
Thank you, gentlemen.